Hi, this is Kimberly Reuter, business advisor and supply chain expert, and welcome back to my podcast, Supply Chain Wake Up. And I am back with Tiana for our Freedom Friday. And as usual, we just spent like the last half hour talking about a bunch of shit that we'll record later. Someday we'll learn to just hit record when we get in the studio. But we got a great topic today that Tiana and I are very passionate about, and that is freedom from operational chaos.
Lord have mercy.
Yes. So there are a few of you out there who are addicted to operational chaos. You just love that feeling of flying around by the seat of your pants all day long, not knowing where anything is or what's going on. And it's high drama all the time. And we get stuck in that way. And we start living like that, thinking like that's the only way. But the truth is you can't get your ducks in a row, and you can have order in chaos.
That part. That's what I live off of. Like, I don't like chaos. Like, chaos just drives me insane because for me, I firmly believe there's a place for everything and everything in its place. And with that, right, I literally went back Jetsons, Rudy. Anyhow, for those who are cartoon freaks. But anyhow, that for me is just number one. Like, there's got to be a process. And if the process is not going well, then great. We will fix it. We'll assess it. But I don't like doing things more than once. So we better get a process in quickly.
Yeah, we got to figure it out fast. So let's talk a little bit about how people end up in this chaotic situation, because we've all been there. We've all woken up one morning and been like, what in the fresh fuck is going on today? Mm-hmm. And what happens is that you get to a place where you feel like you can't get on top of it. And it becomes, and it's slightly related, I will also say, to the negative work environment. So people who have a lot of chaos, who like operational chaos, also tend to be like bitch about it. Mm-hmm. Because that's the little cycle we create, right? I hate it. It's so horrible. I can't fix my own problems, and it's chaos all the time, and we just live in it. So a lot of times what happens is we inherit it. We come into an environment. We were just talking about this. Sometimes we end up in a chaotic environment that we didn't create ourselves, working for a chaotic leader.
Yep.
You and I both worked for a chaotic leader. I would say I would put Big G in the high chaos category. And so I know I used to love my Big G, but he was chaotic on all levels, in all facets.
Yes.
Sometimes you end up in a chaotic situation, and that is a leader who's sort of chaotic themselves. They create chaos. They like chaos. And sometimes you get addicted to chaos. You've been in this situation, right?
I have. I mean, I throw one thing out there is that you also have situations where other departments, other cross-functional team members create the chaos. Like, because they themselves don't know, they cause chaos for the rest of those who are moving things efficiently along and forward. Their inability to grasp or to understand or to seek clarity then can create a chain of events that cause unnecessary chaos. So I don't want to forget those lovely individuals either.
Yeah. And I want to talk about that a little bit more. So what happens? So we all been in chaotic situations, right? So why do people, and we've actually seen people create chaos. I know I have.
I have as well.
So why do people create chaos? What's your theory on that?
For me, it's because they've learned, potentially under the specific leader, that it's a way for them to be the focus of attention. It's a way for them to show that, oh, this is the way that I keep my job.
Yes.
Because I'm the one who identifies things.
Yes.
Versus actually helping to solve, because typically these folks are not necessarily the ones solving the thing. They're just creating work for others.
Yeah. The people who create chaos and how this happens, my experience is that people who create chaos, and the first sign of a chaos creator in my experience is someone who uses a lot of words for a simple concept. So there's an old saying, right? If you can't explain something in 3 sentences, you don't understand it. I believe in that firmly. So the first sign I see of a chaos creator is someone who's talking a lot. And what they're doing is they're obfuscating facts, right? They're using flowery language. They're like yada yada yada. And especially I get real triggered when they start splitting hairs, like tomato. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, is it a bug or a feature? I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Wow. That's real.
That is real. I have had that argument many times. Is it a bug or a feature?
Unnecessary.
Right. Because you're creating chaos to save themselves from admitting that maybe they made a mistake, or they weren't sure they weren't clear on what the requirement was. They don't know. So they create chaos.
Because they feel that if they don't know, then everybody else doesn't know. So as a result, I'm going to make sure and announce that to everybody that nobody is clear about this.
Yeah. So it creates, when we create chaos, we obfuscate facts. We stop things from moving forward. I don't know if you've ever tried to work with another team that's chaotic or work through a chaotic process. It takes 9 times more time to figure it out.
Because if that same person's involved, the key is it's that person.
Yes.
If you remove that person, everything else kind of just flows and takes care of itself, because it really wasn't a problem to begin with.
Yes. And you nailed it right there, because chaos is not, there's natural chaos, right? But chaos is created.
Yes.
It doesn't naturally exist, right? Almost everything will work in harmony if you do it the right way. But people start to create operational chaos, sometimes just to keep their jobs.
Yes, so that they can show up as a winner.
Yeah. I've made something super simple, so complex, and so hard to understand, and so just out of this world that no one else could possibly ever do it. And so now I am secure.
Yeah. And then because I brought it to leadership, I got a tiger team.
Yeah.
To fix it.
What was that term again?
Tiger team.
A tiger team. What the hell is a tiger team? Is this like a SWAT team?
Yeah, pretty much. I've now brought together all the key
people. I've created all this chaos
for all these key people to waste their time to come together to fix this thing that I lifted. But reality is when all these people come together, they look at each other in the room. Why are we here?
Yeah.
But then, because now you got the brilliance in the room who's able to put it on paper for you. You get to now present it because you're the head of the said team.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. But all that came out of chaos. And by the way, the stuff that came out of it was chaos. I know what you're talking about. Those cheese jogs that we had early days.
Woo-sa. Woo-sa.
So this is what it looks like. And this is what it shows up in work, right? Operational chaos. People, we were just talking about it when we started. Operational chaos starts with not having your North Star, not knowing your purpose, not knowing what problem you're solving.
Or what transformation you are seeking.
You're trying to seek. Yeah, you're trying to make happen, right?
And without
you don't know that.
Yeah. And without it, you're wasting everyone's time. Like,
it's 100% guaranteed chaos.
Right. Because it's like, okay, why did you build this prototype? Why did you start this service? Why did you make this offering if you don't have a foundation for what it is all for?
Yeah. But what happens is that when people do this, they look like they're doing work, right? Because they look like little dirt devils, right? Because you're just whirling around in circles and they're like, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's just chaos all the time and we're doing it. And that's the way it's supposed to be, because if it's not chaotic, you're not working hard enough. Have you heard that one? If it's not chaotic, you're not working hard enough.
Busy, busy, busy.
Not moving fast enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit. I'm going to tell you that right now. You do not have to be in chaos to make progress.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
No.
That's why I work the way I do. Like from an agile perspective, like, let's be real. I don't got time. Who has time for chaos? The reality is, if you set things in order and do so, that doesn't mean you have to take a whole lot of time to do so.
Oh,
but be effective. Oh my God. If things can actually run smoothly,
yeah,
and does not require the extra hours, the busyness to look like,
yeah,
oh my goodness, there's so much to do. No,
we don't need it.
You're wasting not only your time when you operate in that philosophy, you're also wasting the time of all of those on your team.
Yeah. And your peer teams.
Unfair.
Yeah. It is a complete waste of company resources.
Yeah. Because
I have seen it. Mm-hmm. I've seen it all the way up to like senior leadership.
Yep.
Creating chaos. But the accountability. Yeah. They dodge an accountability. They're creating chaos. It's wishy-washy. We don't have anything written down. We're not committing to anything. We're not sure. It changes by the day. No one can get behind anything because we don't know what we're actually trying to accomplish. And then ultimately you end up working against each other because you end up working on competing projects or competing initiatives. It's a mess.
No clear deliverables.
Yep.
And typically, the ones who are really good at it then disappear. So they're not even the ones putting the hours in. But they're trying to take credit for anything good that may come out of the chaos.
Yeah, you're right. While the other people, everybody else just burns out trying to manage it.
That part.
All right. So you got yourself in a chaotic situation. You're working for a chaos person. You got a chaotic team you're trying to partner with. You're a bit of a chaotic mess yourself. What can we do to address this? Let's start with, how do you deal with another chaotic team? Because I think it's kind of the most hard. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, for me, dealing with a chaotic team is being aware that you're in this, but 2, asking the key questions. Like, it is just as much your responsibility to not get caught up in it. So 1 is asking, what's the compelling why? Why are we here? What are we actually looking to accomplish? Bring clarity to that, because there's no moving forward unless that is what's on the table.
Absolutely. That's number 1.
Is who is this for?
Yeah.
Like, who's the end receiver of this? Who are we building this for? What and whom? Right? The why, the what. Look at that. Oh, the five W's, the 4 W's and the 8. Let's just keep it that simple.
The 5 whys, you get right down to it. And I agree with you. I think in my experience, where I've been in this sort of chaotic situation, and what it's looked like in my experience when I'm dealing with a chaotic team, right, is they typically, it's like they don't have time to work on my projects. Mm-hmm. What they deliver is crap. Mm-hmm. They don't know when they're going to deliver it. They miss deliveries. They miss features. They do it kind of half. Like, this is all kind of a chaotic team, right? And I've had to partner with these chaotic teams. And what happens is when you start to try to hold them accountable and you're like, look, man, you're not meeting it. Your chaos is causing a problem. They're always defensive, right? They always have an excuse for why they're more overworked. Their job is harder, whatever it is. They always have some excuse. But just like you said, what cuts through all that shit, and if you don't cut through all that shit, you will have 3.5 hours of meetings repeating the same fucking thing over and over again to different people, okay? And sometimes same people. That's what will happen. But to cut through the shit, you have to do what Tiana just said, which is say, yo, whoa, everybody, what problem are we solving here?
Yep.
And
Yep.
who is this for?
Yep.
Yeah.
And work backwards from that, because ultimately, if there's not a transformation, if there's not something that is very clear of what this is trying to solve and what you want the end user, whomever that is, to walk away, then we're just wasting each other's time.
We're wasting company resources. Yeah. That's a fireable offense as far as I'm concerned.
Do we want to talk about that? Because typically those who are the chaos are the ones who get to stay.
They are. Because in all this chaos, right?
Yep.
There's no accountability. There's typically very little transparency. There's no goals. There's no metrics. There's no KPIs. It's just a dirt devil of work that happens.
Yes.
And then they use all of this chaos to say, hey, look at a great job I did. Because it was so hard.
Yeah.
To get all this done. Look how complex it was when it actually wasn't even that complex.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
But that's when you don't have a strong foundation and a strong leadership team that sets those parameters up front to guide their organization in such a way that this isn't what flourishes on a day-to-day basis. So there's a lot there. So for the leaders out there, and I don't know if you even know if it's you or not.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's an opportunity to take a look in the mirror and say, like, what type of leadership am I actually running in my organization? What are my expectations? And what am I celebrating?
Yeah. Yeah, because let's talk about that. So we talked about the chaos is coming from another team. It's impacting your work. But what if you're the chaos? What if you're the chaotic one? That's what Tiana's talking about. How do you identify if you're the chaos?
It's some self-searching. Like you can't, I'm a firm believer is that you can't lead a team if you yourself can't find the things within yourself that need to be addressed.
100%. I agree with you.
You have to have that level, that self-awareness in order to support somebody else. And it starts with you, like, or leaders, please hear this. Yeah. If something's wrong in the organization, 9.5 times out of 10 is because it's top down.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. And that's what creates chaos situations in work and whole chaos departments. Girl, I have been through this. I have gone through 800-person riffs year after year after year. Riff. I'm like, look, y'all, it is not the level 1's problem. It is not the level 2's problem. It's not the level 3's problem. I'm going to keep on counting, but let me tell you something. If you're doing riffs year after year, you have a CEO problem. You have an SVP problem. You have a CTO problem. You have a CSO problem. You have a CPO problem. You have whatever the fuck COO, whatever you have problem. It is not the level 1's. And I see companies doing it all the time. We're laying off 800 people.
And those folks stay at the table.
Yes. Let me tell you something. You don't have to fire 800. You have to fire 8. Ooh. I've been at that table. I have been at that table. But that is what chaotic leaders create. They create that situation. The other thing chaotic leaders do, and this is another one that I fell out of my chair, they're constantly fucking moving people.
It's because they don't have clarity in their structure.
Physically moving them, moving their desks, moving their teams, moving their everything. You know what? It's not working. So people got to sit together.
This team is now going to report to this chief, or this team, we're going to split up this way and we're going to put you all here.
Yeah. Oh, and now you have to sit together, or now you can't sit together, or now you have to be on the floor together, or now we have to have open concepts. Working at a company that was spending $1 million a floor to create open concept And every single employee who was working in open concept, you know what they were doing? They were buying roller whiteboards and walling themselves back in. They did a test floor. They thought it was so successful, they were going to go to the 9 other floors. I'm like, $9 million more dollars. Leadership touting how successful it is. So they love it. 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 I go down to the floor. We got cardboard walls and whiteboards rolling around, boarding everybody off. I'm like, if they love it so much, why are they boarding themselves back up?
Woo, whiteboards aren't the best cubicles.
But we're going to spend $9 million to duplicate this on every other floor. Chaos.
Ridiculous.
Chaos.
But that also tells me that, once again, it's a leadership team that doesn't speak to their people. Can we talk about that?
I'm like, I'm standing right here on the floor. Here I am. I'm on the floor.
But they haven't left their throne.
And I see boards, like people boarding themselves up.
But they
4
haven't
floors up, sitting in their special little offices. Are like, no, they love it.
Because they haven't left their throne.
Yeah. Chaos.
Never connecting with the people. And when you give them the feedback,
they don't want it.
As you were just calling, they don't believe, oh, that cannot be true.
No, that can't be true.
It's typically their response. Oh, no, you're making it up. No, I haven't heard this from anybody else, because you've made them afraid to tell you.
And you've created so much chaos, making people move desks, change the way they worked, where they sat, who they sat with, what their desks look like, how their environment was. You completely flipped upside their desk. They flipped up everything.
I'm wondering why nothing can be done. Why there's no work being accomplished.
And then we're going to have rifts because work's not getting accomplished.
That part.
Yeah. That's chaos, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in that situation, it's simple. What are we trying to accomplish here?
And you will find that is your one-on-ones. That is your potential team to team.
Yes.
The hard part is back up to the leadership team. Back up to the leadership team, even though you may feel out of pocket. Honestly, if people don't continuously tell them the truth, they're going to find the truth tellers to be the ones they no longer want.
And here's another truth. I'm going to spit another truth at you. People are afraid to go to the leaders and say, you're wrong. It's a chaotic situation. I, for one, was not born with that fear.
Me neither.
I'm sure that has contributed to some of the limited growth opportunities I have had, but I don't give a shit. But here's the thing, is that if you don't go to your leadership and say, what are we trying to accomplish here? And you need to ask that, because you need to hear the answer. And if the answer is unclear, like makes no sense, like it's bullshit, like for the open concept, if the goal was to create open concept, that's a bullshit answer, right? The goal is to create a more effective work environment. That should have been the goal. But you need to hear that answer, because it is going to tell you whether or not you want to stay with that company.
You also want to hear whether or not it aligns with your values.
Yes.
And is what they're saying actually what you're seeing? Because many times they can say the thing of a collaborative work environment, but if that's not what's actually true, then you also know that they have absolutely no idea what's going on. So you will have to question, is this a leader that
I want to work with?
One, represents me. Two, one I can work for.
Yeah.
3, which goes to, why am I even here?
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't want to work in chaos. You're never going to get anything accomplished.
Not at all.
And if that's your thing and you like being in a chaotic environment and you just love being in chaos all day and that makes you feel real good and you don't really care about accomplishing anything, that's all you. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of jobs out there for you. But if you like to accomplish stuff, you cannot be in a chaotic environment.
Not only accomplish, but be valued, seen, and your work, not questioned.
Work valued.
If anything, your work is challenged and actually appreciated. Then choose differently.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. That's operational chaos from me and Tiana. Probably the least chaotic people you ever meet. Thank
That
you.
part.
And we'll chat with you again next week.
Bye-bye.